It's a book about the unexpected nature of happiness, seen through the eyes of many different characters who step in and out of each other's stories and, of course, have an effect on the character whose story is being told. And I think it's a surprise to find that someone that you thought was minor and dealt with earlier in the book steps back in and is suddenly in the spotlight. And that's always given me a great pleasure when I've read things and found someone I already know coming back in. And I think at the heart of the book, there's the paradox, which is that you only have perfection once you accept imperfection. I mean, if perfection exists. Unless your heart is broken, you can't understand love. The crack is where the light gets in, as Leonard Cohen so brilliantly put it. It takes just one thing, a freak in the weather, a bit of a rage, people snatched up from the shore like jacks in a giant fist, a thermal maelstrom, the wrong sneeze, the bad geography where tectonic plates rub themselves into a frenzy, or a Rachel at a party who can casually shatter a perfect life with a few words. I think that the starting point with each of the characters is a moment where something has become skewed in their lives, and it's often that their desire for perfection is affecting their ultimate happiness. I think setting it by the sea has been very useful because, you know, it is about people's lives and about how the tides come and the tides go. There are bad bits, there are good bits, there are stormy bits, there are calm bits. And the sea has provided me with the perfect metaphor while exploring these people's lives. The character who links through the story, and you see quite a lot of the other characters through his eyes, is a piano tuner who really can't be happy because he was built up by his parents and his own talent to expect a life that was very different from that of a piano tuner. I mean, he was supposed to be a concert pianist, and then, as often is the way with perfectionists, he suffers from stage fright, and that is the end of his career. And what does he do? He becomes a piano tuner. And he is one of the key characters in the book because he gets to visit in the seaside town a lot of the other characters. And through his eyes, he's come into these beautiful drawing rooms and he's tuning these fabulous pianos. And he's just getting a glimpse of these lives and they look absolutely perfect. And then once you get into more detail of the lives of the people that he's visited, you see that it's just the veneer. And once you go deeper and you lift that rock, you see the creepy crawlies beneath it. And it's not at all what it seemed at the beginning of the book. Whose fingerprints stained the ivory keys? His mind grew savage with possibilities. It was from Himmler's secret hideaway outside Salzburg. The Führer himself had taken solace in its silken voice, had worked himself into a frenzy as the Meistersinger prelude reached its climax like the sound of 100 crashing trombones heralding the Holocaust. I didn't set out for the stories to be linked, but as I wrote them, each time I needed to recruit a new character, this sort of almost magical process took place where I would look back at the story I'd just written and find the person I wanted to write about lurking somewhere within that story. And it was such a joy to revisit. Some of them were minor characters, some of them were daughters, husbands, colleagues, and it was wonderful knitting them all together and having them walk in and out of each other's lives. And as a writing experience, it was thoroughly enjoyable. And from those who've read the book so far, the thing that people say is how much they've enjoyed having these characters reappear in later stories.